Well, Jason Kidd, I think it's apparent right now that he definitely was not all in on the idea of trading Luka Doncic. And a lot of people have said it was the worst trade of all time, said at the very least it was the worst trade and most shocking trade in the modern era, which it was. People thought that they got sent-held or that Shams got hacked or that the world was ending. I mean, it was that bad. Well, the worst trade of all time before the Luka trade was widely universally considered the Boston Red Sox trading away Babe Ruth to the New York Yankees. And it wasn't even for players necessarily. It was for $100,000. It was for money to fund a Broadway musical known as No No Nanette. So imagine that. I'm trading my best player for money for a Broadway play. Definitely a different era. But Jason Kidd, he kind of said the quiet part out loud. And that is comparing the Luka Doncic trade to the Babe Ruth trade.
Happens, right? Trades happen. This won't be the last trade. Some are comparing it to Babe Ruth, which is kind of cool.
So some are comparing it to Babe Ruth. That is kind of cool. Is it? I think that means it's kind of embarrassing. I think it means that you made a terrible move that is going to destroy your franchise for years to come. And I did the math on that. Now, the curse for the Red Sox lasted 86 years. They won a World Series in 2004. They broke the curse. They'll go on to win multiple World Series after that. So by my calculations, if the Luka Doncic trade is as bad as the Babe Ruth trade, the next Dallas Mavericks title won't come until 2111. I don't even know how to even say that. 2011. So that's how long it's going to be until the Dallas Mavericks win another title. But if you're Jason Kidd saying this, kind of putting that out there, it really tells me that this truly was a move that was made right at the top. I think it was something that was organizational. And I do think that in this case, they're going to live to regret it for a long, long time. I do think the Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, that trade, Paul George's trade Shai to the Thunder, get 5 first-round picks. That was awful. But I think this one, you can't even look at the assets in the trade. You look at what the player meant to the community. Shai didn't mean to the Clippers what Luka meant to the Mavericks. Even the current version of Shai, even the current version of SGA, gonna win MVP, top 3 player in the league, bona fide MVP, first team All-NBA. Even that version of Shai wouldn't have meant half as much to the Clippers as what Luka Doncic meant to the Dallas Mavericks. And it's tough to say why that is, but certain players have certain connections with certain franchises. And Luka, kind of the fandom that you get with him is a little different. And let's just be honest too. I mean, Clippers aren't the organization that the Mavericks are. So I just think that, just hearing Jason Kidd say that is a little wild. But what are your thoughts on that, Noel? I mean, kind of crazy to think. I mean, I know we've got sports media has definitely beaten this topic down to a dead horse right there. But I will say, hearing Jason Kidd throw it out there, you almost hear kind of some frustration in his voice. Yeah,
no, of course. I mean, I think coaches know it better than anyone else, better than fans, even better than teammates. When you have that guy that you could just rely on for so much, and that guy that you've been through so much together already with, losing him, especially if you didn't really have too much say in it, that would do. I mean, I'm sure Jason Kidd can't sleep at night seeing Luka in the Lakers jersey. I'm sure he can't sleep at night seeing that the Lakers even have a chance to win with Luka in their first year, to even make it back to the finals. Like, just making it back to the finals again is something that Jason Kidd would probably kill for. And to see him do it with a team that he won a championship with a couple years ago, it's just crazy. It's crazy that he said it. I'm happy that he's kind of putting that out there because he's hurting with the fan base too.
Yeah, I think so too. I think you hit it on the nail right there. I mean, it's tough to, and you know what's crazy too is I think no one really mentions this enough, is that the Luka trade to the Lakers is the second worst Luka trade in his career.
Yes.
When the Hawks traded Luka Doncic, and yes, Trae Young, so true, he's not chopped liver, but something about Luka Doncic and people not valuing him appropriately. So I think that that's something as well. But yeah, I mean, in recent history, it's really tough to top. I mean, the Thunder trading Harden to the Rockets, he had stayed with OKC. It'd be interesting if Harden stayed with the Thunder and Russell. I feel bad for Russ. These last couple years are going to make people forget the great years that he did have. And when he was great, I mean, he was off the charts great. I mean, he was MVP. If you had Harden on that Thunder team, you could have stopped the Warriors dynasty, which would have, I mean, stopped KD from going. I mean, it's this domino effect, right? So I think as far as impactful trades, obviously Luka is a better player than James Harden is, even though James Harden's a great player.
Yeah.
But as far as kind of impactful, kind of moving the chess pieces around, that was a pretty terrible trade in the grand scheme of things. And then the Lakers are the one team that can somehow, some way make a trade as bad as the one they did for Russell Westbrook, where it really, we'll see if that single-handedly ended LeBron James' chance at another ring. It quite possibly has, but Luka does give them a chance. And then who can forget the KG and Paul Pierce trade? I mean, that was pretty terrible.
Yeah.
The Nets, they traded for two guys that were just absolutely washed and cooked at this stage of their careers. And they gave the Celtics essentially what ended up being Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, a championship out of it. That was a really bad trade that just keeps getting worse and worse. So, yeah, there are some bad trades, but and let's see what Luka does. But it definitely is going to be a part of the conversation.